Today's Daily Dose of Math is an example where I have two storage boxes, one on either side of my shed. The boxes are the same size as each other, and the dimensions of the box are given. I have to paint them. The cost of a can of paint is given, and the fact that one can of paint covers 20,000 centimeters squared is given. My question, how many cans will I buy, and how much will it cost? I have a bit of a model here of the situation where this shoebox represents the shed, and these two boxes which contain rice represent the two storage boxes. And the first question I like to ask students is, well, will you paint all of the surfaces of these two boxes? And the answer I'm hoping for is the student will say, no, I'm not going to paint the bottom because the paint won't show. And I'm not going to paint this side that's touching the shed because the paint won't show there either. So there's more than one way of doing this, but the way I'm going to show it is to use the total area of a rectangular prism formula, which I have here. But once we get the total area, we're going to have to subtract the areas of the sides of the boxes that we don't want to paint. So there's an extra step in there. Let's do the area formula. Width times the length is going to be the 120 times the 100. Height times the length is the 80 times the 120. And height times the width is the 80 times the 100. When I do the multiplications, I get 12,000, 9,600, and 8,000. Which add to give me 29,600. Multiplied by the 2, that's part of the formula, equals 59,200. And the unit was centimeters, so the unit of area is centimeters squared. I have the total area of one box, and I have partially answered the question. But I want to subtract the areas of the faces of the box that I don't need. So I will take 59,200 and I will subtract the side that's facing the shed is the biggest side. I'm subtracting 120 times 100. And I'm also subtracting the bottom, which is one of the medium length sides. That is going to be the 120 times the 80. So I'm subtracting 12,000 and I'm subtracting 9,600. We get to see some of these numbers over again. When I do that subtraction, I get 37,600 centimeters squared. But I have to double that. So it's not the same thing I did here when I multiplied by 2. That was part of the formula. I have to double it because there are two storage boxes. And I get 75,200 centimeters squared. That is how much area I have to paint. Since a can of paint covers 20,000 centimeters squared, I will divide the 75,200 by 20,000. And I get 3.76 cans of paint. I can't buy 0.76 of a can of paint. So that means I'm going to have to buy 4 cans. So my answer, I will buy 4 cans. And how much will it cost? 4 times $8. So I'll finish my sentence. I will buy 4 cans for $32. I have answered the question. Now, the student who wants to, instead of using this total area of a right prism formula, can piece together the areas of all the rectangles they need. But the student has to remember to count the two rectangles in the front and the back twice. Count the one on the top once and the largest face that faces outwards once. And then, of course, remember to double. So a lot of the steps are the same to answer the question, but the way the student puts the formulas together is different. That's fine because it's still geometry, it's justified, unless you're answering a question, for instance, in a quiz where the teacher has said, you must use the total area formula to answer this question. In that case, you really have to do it this way. The best thing is to be able to do it either way. Answer this question twice with the two different strategies, and if you're getting the same answer, you should feel confident in it. That is today's Daily Dose of Math. Please like, subscribe, and share.